The Game Changers Podcast.
So, let me start with you, Pala Farm. What is happening? What is the story? And according to the way you understood and the way you consumed the content over the internet as well as over the TV channels.
Yeah, man. I'm a pause. You know that guy. I don't like that.
But you said you keep on saying President Zuma behind this when you talk about you. Why are you saying come up when you talk about the
you know why?
The current president? I want to start with him. I'm coming to you.
That guy, man, I don't like you. Honestly, man. Honestly, that guy.
This couple of is going to fund us.
He won't, man. He won't. He will put the money under my trust.
For sure.
Even now, I think he's negotiating to get help.
But you know what I like about that guy, right? When he showed that he's a true South African. When something is stolen in your house, you don't go to the police, you keep quiet. You keep quiet, you understand the law.
I think also our parents sometimes don't give our children enough chance to do their best and to perform well.
That's why I was asking for them.
Yeah.
That's why I asked her what are the challenges
that
they're facing as ladies compared to the male side.
Exactly.
So for them it's quite difficult because of they have house chores. So I just wanted to understand how do you work around all those kind of things.
What's your opinion?
It's a bit difficult for Banana because, like he said, we have house chores. So, after from school, you have to cook, clean up your uniform, and then sometimes you babysit. So it's a bit difficult for your training every day. So, yeah, and happily support the happy. If you're a girl and then odlala bolo ya banana, it's like when I think it's you should stop doing that. It's a bit tricky, so but eventually they will get used to that. But most of the time, when it comes to paying money for transport, it comes from your own pocket.
John, because me so what I like you, but he's a friend.
Man,
But anyway, it's just like one of those things. They try to bond how much we do care, and you're bond so you're bad. The next thing is I like you as a friend.
Damn.
With all the efforts that I made for you, girl.
Disaster.
It just choose to blind.
But as I was saying, it's like friends they can be there both in a male and a female. The problem is when they date somebody else who doesn't understand the friendship of those two people where they come from, So I do believe if my partner has a male friend and whatever, I don't see to be a threat than actually choosing to understand the friendship in terms of what's going. Yeah, you can give me that look, but I trust myself.
Yeah. I don't trust you guy.
Yeah.
Ella.
But it's just like, because for me, one thing that I do believe is it's just being selfish. The only thing that you gotta look, it's looking at the the friendships around them. What are the things which they're able to benefit out of that? If it's business, if it's whatever, things that are actually beneficial, then I don't see it to be a threat.
After him, yes.
15 seconds.
Yeah.
Valentine's, it's not a day to actually celebrate the way we do.
Yeah.
Because it's the Oscar situation and his wife, the Oscar one Amatang.
Pistorius, yeah.
Exactly, and Christian Company. The girl, it's that situation. Valentine's Day. That man, he murdered his wife.
Oh.
Exactly. So abana gona re thabile. It's the same as 16 June. Abantwana bayahamba bayophuza instead of mele kuhlalweni phansi kukhalweni.
That's what I wanted to say. I think the way we celebrate our days is not the actual
way of celebrating
the days.
So we turn commemorations into celebrations.
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
When are we told?
What you can offer. If you have nothing, man, you will be single forever. You have nothing, you will be single. So my point is that it's not a matter of ego and emotions. It's a matter of if you have something.
You know, this reminds me of your status. I think it was yesterday.
Things are coming out.
Yeah, I think it was yesterday, and I even commented on your status, and we were talking about this. Sorry.
We didn't know
If you are broke,
talking about it.
if you are broke, stay away from
Exactly.
drama because you are living beyond.
So
your
now,
means.
if you don't have something tangible or of some sort that has an interest inside it, my man, go and find job, or you'll forever be head.
Hey.
That is not for me. That is the solution. Even if you don't earn so much, but have something.
Do something. Because
But problem is one. How if what is doing something or how much a person should earn?
But on that performance, the first performance.
Just
How was it? How was the reception, and how did you perform?
I perform good, not well, good.
Yeah.
Staging, later afternoon around 4 o'clock, I didn't on stage.
Oh yeah.
So played 2 songs whereby the live band up late.
Yeah.
It was local artists there.
Oh yeah.
Local artists didn't event whereby an international act. As Benton again it's McJay's.
Yes.
McJay's. The album
Oh yeah.
So in the game tell my passport so on stage. Then playing with bands, Bobo, Dodo was one of my guitarists back then. And other band members,
Yeah. Big ups to them. Yeah.
So it's a thing that you get the first track. Second track, you get hence and you get like you go to my gospel according to jazz. You got this song on Eyes of an Angel.
Oh.
It was played by Kekwala, but none of the Galaga Filia go and second Galaga.
Oh yeah.
God, my next time Kekwala, Sigitiba, Pina original,
Oh yes.
so Pina gospel, okay. Kayukebina taska mudimuro ka wena magatsa tse fapane poster bina mudimuro ka wena China.
Oh yeah.
Zesisi yone bina China ma message you want the lyrics in China.
Yeah.
Ma that's style touch
Yeah.
Yeah, so ona Pina vitu again it's a gospel song but it in a jazzy style.
Oh yeah.
When I jazzy feel. So we parama this gospel artist it's a bison pot. Ana bina likiki.
Oh yeah.
It's a gospel artist. Spirit of grace. God
Yeah.
So, about Panama stage, so I had only the voice coming back from backstage. So my God bless. Since I feel it's a bean and as well,
And you are still playing.
I'm still playing shit. This guy, he knows this song. So I call you. So give my tune. Africa la Palama stage abine. Rebine pina and a very
blended, yeah.
It's a perfect match stage. Ragala ebine. After that, promoter event
All right. So, when did you start entering into business?
As Travel Creations.
No, like personally as an individual.
Back in 2003.
2003.
when I started car wash in Mount,
Yeah.
dropped out of school, and next I get lazy to
What happened? No, you have time.
So I'm not gonna get into that.
Okay, all right, no problem.
Yeah, when I started car wash in Mount.
Yeah.
There's a rank in a bill of the guys, a couple of them from together.
Oh, yeah.
Or start any type of business that
Yeah.
as usual.
Yeah.
So there's a car wash, so let's start it there.
And I think maybe you should learn from how you start a business, because normally we want to start as a solo and as individuals, and whereas we are not even yet experienced, we need to learn together because if we fail together, it means we're gonna share the responsibilities and we're gonna share some of the failures that we had. But only one is gonna drag, and sometimes you might not want to come back into the business. Yeah.
Because I think the moral support.
Yeah.
It's a source of moral.
Exactly.
So it's better in a team than only one.
Yeah. So you were still saying about 2003 and the car wash. Then what happened after?
No, car wash. We learned to car wash, and then
Yeah.
I sold stuff. I sold a lot of things. When I sold stuff, this girl I used to sell stuff, which is part of the reason why
Yeah.
I used to sell stuff even since I got out buyers. So I sold a lot of stuff until Shamville Creations. Yeah, so no future Shamville Creations will be here.
You are intending or
Shamville Creations.
Absolutely.
I want to do something for the kids.
So therefore, what we're doing, though, it's a continuous.
Exactly.
There's no difference in terms of what our grandmothers and fathers did in terms of shutting down the country. What they did was it was even worse, because they even bombed infrastructures such as the banks, postnets, the things that belongs to the white. They bombed those shit, dog. So what we do is no different to what they were doing. Because of now they have the nerve to tell us that South Africans youth that are ungrateful, that are unemployable. Of course, we drink. We are a nation of drunkards because we have fucking politicians that are sitting in positions that are supposed to be occupied by us.
And this brings to another thing of safety and security in South Africa. We often see Begitel on national TV, but it's always about condolences, and it's always about we are going to beef up our police. And look at what also happened on Kenan's case. Dude, Kenan Forbes,
forget about Kenan Forbes.
Yeah,
Senzo.
Okay, for Senzo, maybe we could understand that there's no CCTV, there's nothing and stuff like that.
That nigga came out in public.
Do you think this one Kenan is going to be solved? Yeah. Even if we had CCTV.
I don't think so.
So, for me, even NSFAS, it's a waste of money. How can you invest into someone who cannot bring back reinvest back into the country? And not because that someone doesn't want to reinvest back to reinvest back to the country. It is because you deprive those people to be able to flourish. Give people skills. You give them a theoretical part. Give them access to skills, to workplace skills, and therefore, even if you can let them go, give them free access to play into the market of business. Because even if a person can say, let me start my own business, it is still difficult because there are so many red tapes. You can't play. Right now, I've been reminded by via email by CIPC to pay back my returns, and I'm not making profit, man. I'm not making profit, but they're expecting their returns.
You are having another problem, actually. Yeah, we see a problem.
But now you find it now. Most of the kids are idle. You can go there. That's how number that's the honest truth. I was telling the councillor, you need to make a plan so that these kids must play somewhere. You ask yourself when you arrive at township, these kids baba palaka. That's the first question to ask yourself. Bana ba bangata ba bapala kae? Ha hona moo ba bapala. So it's easy to attracted to these things about the nyaope, about the drugs, all these things. You understand? So that thing play a big role because most of the kids they were playing there, and that field was one, and 4 to 5 teams were training. We were sharing. We're not saying one field catch one. No, Santos is Jimela Mole, brilliant Jimela Juventus, Italy. They share each and every one on the corner. I corner like Juventus. It's like Juventus, corner in a guy. And then we were training. We managed it because we were creative enough by that time. Or the spaces in so we can do something. Understand? So it's painful knowing now that there's no field there, and also the issue of home to stay. But some of the things you can't control them.
You were part of the expose from Azania's.
Here is your chance. Come
What
see
happened?
what
So,
happened.
so we were like,
Can retire. I am retired today.
so if
Profile by the name Azania.
Yo, can retire.
Azania was posting people cheaters. It was Facebook.
oh, I remember,
Yeah,
we made it to the list.
No.
So that's why the truth was out. More truth
Because yes, we hear and we are thankful for the 1976 youth. We appreciate what you did, but
And we'll be celebrating them
on the
soon.
16th. So we appreciate that, but you didn't do much entirely. Yes, you did your bit, and we appreciate that. And those who say they fought apartheid, ANC didn't fight apartheid. The people fought the apartheid. ANC, the only failure that they did was not to deliver the mandate of the people, which was to free us from economic struggle, to emancipate us economically, to emancipate us to have free speech, to have these political parties that are. We only got those things: free speech, freedom of movement, freedom of speech. But the most prominent one, the most important one, the most significant, ANC failed to deliver, which was economic freedom. It can't be, guys. It can't be that the country that is worth billions and trillions underneath its earth or its soil, its land. A person can go to sleep without eating, and there's someone in US benefiting from those mineral resources that person is sleeping under. Then we call that justice. Then we praise the so-called, the beautiful, the most decorated institution in the world. But yet there are people are still living in the first industrial revolution, while the world is still in the fourth industrial revolution. It can't be. It can't be. I'm not satisfied, and we are going to fight legally. So if we are not considered, if we are not taken into consideration, then we'll fight by other means.
Necessary.
By other means necessary. And it's an assurity, guys. It's an assurity.
You know what? Your words make me to remember what Cristiano said.
Yeah.
He was saying, Lona le dula ka hara matlo. Our people are like on the squatter camp. They are sharing beds. He even said, I'm from somewhere outside the country where he was running. You know, they were running during those times.
Yeah. So, as a moto who's been in Neo's age, I have not achieved what she has already achieved, but I've been your age, and I've been surrounded by women my whole life, and I feel that our women, we need to stand together. We need to fight for each other against men. against men.
We need to hold
We
each
need
other
to hold
hands.
each other. We need to fix
Sama
each other's
okay.
crowns.
Yeah.
So that is why I feel I'm being defensive. Kapa ki defender now. But I don't know. As soon as I feel like my tribe or my tribe is being attacked, ulwana lena. You understand? That is why I'm going to be. That is why I'm going to be so fierce. Na ki mutaung and I'm a Leo. I'm a lion. Ka hohle.
But
You understand?
I totally understand.
You understand? So, Camille
Rebecca,
Rebejol, women, Camille Rebejol, when we must stand together, we must fight because you know what? Our men, come in.
There was someone who was quoted. In fact, he was not quoted. There's a lot of clips. His clip is circulating into a lot of social media platforms. He's an American. I just forgot his name, but he said something like, "If a black man is being praised by a white man, there's a red flag there." And I'm just paraphrasing. I'm not quoting directly. But what he simply says is that when a black man is being praised by the white man, there has to be, we have to up our ears and our eyes because there's something that is fishy out there.
Yeah, and that thing is not only happening in South Africa.
Yeah.
I mean, even in USA.
Yeah.
They have the same problem. Like people are getting arrested for their skins.
Yeah.
Just because of you are black. Even in Italian football world, people are facing racism.
Yeah.
Because of their color.
I saw that one in Spain when they were booing Vinicius. Yeah.
You get me? Just because of his color. So that's not a problem in South Africa only.
Yeah.
So we need to pay more attention on that.
Yeah. So please, for the benefit of our viewers, please tell them who are you and why you, what is Decorex and what inspired you guys, the entire organization or the organizers to start such a brilliant initiative.
Thank you. My name's Belle Bellingham.
All right.
And I'm part of a big team. I'm the executive creative director, but we have an incredible team of women mostly.
I can see.
Who put this on. So Decorex, this is our 30th anniversary this year. So we've been going for 30 years.
Yeah.
So I haven't been involved for the whole time, but what I think is very important about it is that for 30 years, Decorex has been serving the design community as a platform in order for individual designers and brands and people to showcase their work. So we create a platform for other people to promote their work and to accelerate their businesses. So it's very much the relationship between business and design is very important. People need to get paid for what they do. So that's our job, is to make sure that people get paid for what they do.
And this brings me to another question which I wanted to ask, and I've been asking a lot of people, that is South Africa a safe space for artistic people?
Oh, it's a big question. That's my job, is to make it like that. I think for a long time, the creative economy has not. It has been risky in that your return on investment in terms of your time is hard. It's hard.
Too much.
But if you think about the power of art and design to create positive change in our country, it's unbelievable what we could do using design in terms of promoting our heritage, preserving our heritage, creating new jobs and opportunities. But also the creative economy itself can stimulate the greater economy and South African economy.
Absolutely.
So I think in the past it hasn't been necessarily a safe space, but it is going to be soon.
Through Decorex, of course.
Well, that's our job.
So if other people, especially those who are from segregated areas such as a township, rural areas, people who are inspired by art and who want to join the art space, what is your advice to them? Because maybe sometimes they would think it's difficult and they can't make a living out of it because it's hard to sell art, especially in our space, in our continent. Yeah.
I mean, I don't have all the answers, but I think that you have to have the courage. I think some people always think you're creative or you're not.
Yeah.
And I think everyone's creative, and you have to have the courage to believe that you can make it. If you don't believe in yourself, you're not going to make it.
Absolutely.
So it is hard. The other things I would say is to produce and to work hard.
Yeah.
The more you work, the more you practice, the luckier you get.
All right.
So then opportunities start coming for you. If you're working all the time, you cannot not succeed.
Excellent.
So it's unfortunately it's a lot of hard work. It's not. I think the art and the design world often comes across as very glamorous and very elitist, very exclusive, hard to get into, which is unfortunate. And we are trying to open up the doors so that other people come in, but it's a lot of hard work to get into it.
I'm even afraid to enter in because I'm thinking, there's that glamour in it makes me to be very afraid. But so what can we do as each and every category of the member of the communities, from people who are ordinary to politicians to authorities and us as normal people? How can we support art, and how can we make the space to be more safer and more the entrance to be more freely and without any prejudice?
That's a very, very good question.
Yeah.
I think the key, what you're describing there, is that how do we work together?
Yes.
So government, academic, policymakers, consumers, businesses, we have to work together to do that.
Yeah.
You can't do it on your own. I can't do it on my own. We have to engineer it quite significantly. So I think that I also don't think we as consumers forget our power. If we make our purchase intentions with purpose, or if we choose to buy from people who are ethically sourcing, who are doing the right thing, who don't look like everyone else and how it's always looked like for the last 30, 40, 50 years. Exactly. We as consumers we have a lot of power in changing this industry.
All right. Because we have a lot of things to organize and we don't have time. In fact, you don't have time. We have time, but she doesn't have time. She's busy, guys. So what are your last remarks and last words for any people, and people, especially for the people who are from the arts?
Phone us, get involved. I think be brave. Don't wait for opportunities to happen.
All right.
Find people that you want to work with. Find their contact details, contact them and explain who you are, just so that you're on people's radar.
All right.
I would say repeat that. So it's not once. Obviously, we all know our attention spans are so inundated with information and people and. So you have to remind people who you are. You also have to identify the gaps. So it's not just doing what you want to do necessarily. It's also identifying. There's a huge gap at the moment in sustainable design because it's slightly behind. Anyone who's looking at that gap and saying, I'm going to step in there, they will be at the front of the pack. So it's being strategic about what you do.
I said it was a last question, but you, from what you have said, I'm enticing something in my mind that yes, we have talented people and we are so talented with our crafts and stuff like that. But how is it important for us to know or to learn the business side of things?
Oh, it's so important. I'm only learning it now, late on in my career, how important the business side of design. Often us creatives don't pay enough attention to our tax, our business systems, how we market, and. You can't be a creative. You cannot make it a viable, sustainable career if you do not have the support structure and the business support structure. And the tools are available online. It's no longer that you have to have a business degree or you have to be able to pay an accountant. All of the tools are available online for us all to be able to learn and upskill.
Yeah. So where can the game changers find you in regards to joining the Decorex and maybe expanding into the art space?
So decorex.co.za is our website. So you have all of our contact details there. Follow us on social media to see what the opportunities are, what events we're doing, what the news is, what the trends are. Get in touch with any of our team personally on social media or via email. We are here to serve the creative economy, and so we look forward to hearing from you.
Ms. Billingham, thank you very much for
having me.
Thank you, ma'am.
So possible solutions, what could be?
Before we come to possible solutions, I'm not body shaming. Game changers, I'm not body shaming. You are a police woman.
Police officer.
Chief.
A female police officer.
A female police officer.
You have nails.
You have nails.
You have eyeballs.
Which criminal are you going to catch? Which criminal are you going to catch? So, the possible solution.
But going back to the initial question, why are we having so many
battles or quarrels between the two of us as young men and young women of South Africa, because the more we keep on doing this, I see us losing ourselves, I see us losing our country, I see us losing our envisaged future. Especially when it comes to something like parenting. We know there are two sides of the stories. And others are struggling with the father of the child, and others are equally struggling with the mothers of the child. So how can we what let me start here. Where did we go wrong in terms of our family structures fading away?
Where did we go wrong?
Where did we go
song,
wrong?
I wanted to sing that. I cannot sing it. I think it's because of the what we see outside, and the problem is that it's with women.
The problem is with women.
Yeah. Now
here we go again.
Zizo, I'm speaking on behalf of men now.
Men's conference.
I've changed my tune.
The problem is with women.
You are attacking men's conference resolutions.
Yeah.
And thanks to my team, Shege, Mamelo on sound and Shege on photography. And guys, we thank you very much. Please follow us on all social media platforms, Game Changers Podcast, Game Changers Evolution, or the GC Podcast, on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, etc. Please find us on those all social media platforms and engage with us and tell us how was the experience that we have shown you all around, and how was our presentation. Give us on the comments, and where can we fix and where can we improve it. And we thank you very much for your support. It's from me and my crew. It's a rap. I'm your host, Mabim Gereta, and I'm not alone. I'm with all my teammates. I'm the cycle breaker, and I'm starting to become a remarkable personage. I thank you all. Bye bye.